I don't know, anybody can hear me?
Yes.
I'm pretty loud because teaching is always, well, it's a great pleasure to come here, and I really, even so let me know, I'm so happy to have a chance. And then when I look at those details, I've got, God, there's a lot of pressure going those. And great thanks for you guys giving me the opportunity, especially the members. I joined those about 3-4 years ago, and began to become a life member of the society, and really enjoy all this diversity of hobbies, and especially you guys, the expertise and the share the information, really amazing, and give me a lot. I always think about one question when the people, students, and everybody talk, if you can do one thing, look one plant yourself, and I would think after so many years, you're definitely successful, right? This is a good example, and you guys look at this, Jim still pick up those hobbies and share with us. So I think this is a great example which can bring the success to the whole world, and hobby is one of them. For us, all have a passion, right? The enjoyment. It's low enough. People, when look at this is technically, it's look at Holly. It's a lot of other pictures. It is Holly. And these people all enjoy and really like the Holly we can share. It is a beautiful plant, right? This is my farm, which is I use for trial garden. And the middle one is technically the wall lily. Wall lily. It's this original plant we share with all the people because the reason is we do get a sunburn on the leaf. This plant literally introduced. I remember when 30 years ago, I take a bunch of branch and drive to Don Shadow's place and send them a bunch of stuff. They share with everybody. So it is really everywhere is holly. It is gorgeous place, right? When we talk about holly, the fruit is really make something. Really make something. Even in Maine, and when I was teaching at the University of Maine, I like sit down in the cafeteria, look outside when it's snowing, you see all the berries. It is amazing, the diversity. One part I have to bring is the good or bad part, right? They do have the boys and the girls. They are separate. Okay, this is a really different. I still think about they have a lot of room to work on it, and we still, this is why I come here. I have a lot of questions for you guys, and we want to discuss it, where to go, because occasionally you will have those boys and girls together, right? It's one unit. This is the kind of stuff they do. If you load the Montana and Tisalana, some of those plants do have the bisexual flowers. So with this is how important it is. As students of mine look at those, did you say this poster? We probably look at this one and come back to those. This one is male. And then you can say the first one is one plant, second row is 2 plants, 3 plants. Did you say the berries number? It is amazing. The students did count. Did you say the credit? As long each about, I would say is 3 meters, 10 feet. Each 10 feet and away from those, you will reduce 100 numbers of berries. It is amazing. So the male is so important, and for the pollinator, for the plant. I think this is an interesting, definitely need to look for it, because I also talked to the professors at the University of Georgia, they just work on the sexual expression of the genes. So this is probably we want to go a little bit deeper, and hopefully it's important. We do need to have both, right? This is the kind of stuff, and this part is really. And also they have so many diversity of the hollies, really make us wonder. It is a great group to work on it. I still wonder because the identification, the berry, technically it's a group but sometimes they're buried because they have a 3 or 4 inside, not just one. This is a probably, and make those, this is the basic information where we draw us more attention, but especially when we germinate the seed. I don't know through, how long take you, 1 year or 2 years?
4.
4 years.
No, for what?
For the seed germination.
Oh, well, I was really surprised because I had Ilex pedunculosa that germinated in 1 year this year. We've had Ilex verticillata germinate in 1 year also, but usually it takes 2 years, sometimes longer than that.
So this is another problem is when we do the seed germination, when I talked to Sue, he said, oh, this is germination in the seed. I said, wow, woody plants is heterozygous. They have a lot of variation, not pure. So when you say those seeds, they have a lot of variation. This is why you have so many new plants. It's visible. There is another part is I always notice, not always. Did you say that this is last year's red berry, still on there, and this year is still green? I take this picture last month. Yeah, well, this month, October. It is amazing. This is a lot of stuff, and also this is deciduous. It is really. I don't say all the plants. Lady Stevens and this is deciduous. I don't say all the plants. We have 1, 2 plants on the campus. Always have those berries all the way to next year, and then get dropped until. So this kind of a lot of question for us, how to answer these questions. It is a lot, I need a lot of students to work on it because this is a hard part. Really need us. Holly, they can tolerate shade. Everybody look at this plant. This is art. I wish the reporter is here. You know, this art is Georgia symbol. And this plant is a holly, the alpaca. Why is it growing like this? This is a beauty toward academic beauty. The holly is really like sunlight. Foresight is better. You can see the bending for what? For more sunlight. It's just amazing. So this is why they can tolerate some shade, but foresight is best way to do that. It is amazing. Every time I go to the arch and look at this plant, I say, this is amazing. The story tell, because we always look inside of those, how this hormone produce and make a bending, and they look like a building, the blocks. If you have those small bricks, big bricks, even you build some bricks, they begin to get what? Bending. The same thing as the hormone control. It is really amazing. Now, come out, when we talk about the world of holly, how many taxa of ilex in this world? I don't think anybody can tell, right? Because it's so complicated. Not just complicated. 500 to 600 species is pretty reasonable, and especially those they play. Some people like Fred Galley, the big book, honey book, they said about 800 species, right? And the plant book said about 400. I would think about the more or less. The word of this plant is said about 600. This is a problem. But the word record of those, they have a document 1,020 species. This is a probably, this is a taxonomy level. We never calculated codified, which is thousands of those. It's a little different. But they do have 410 is a separate species. But we will be very safe to say that the world do have about 400 hollies around the world. And majorly Asian countries, 250. South America and Central America have a lot of hollies. I don't know anybody having experience in this area. I just checked Argentina recently because we plan to go there next year, next March in spring break. They checked out, they said they have 15 species in the country. So this is a property. I just want to show you a little bit the center of those. Holly does except upper, right? All other places. Even though if you look at this is a kind of a, and now more standard, the plant list is more standard by all this botanists get together, and acceptable is 475. Probably 400 to 500 species is a reasonable number for us to get it, and that's what we use as a standard. And in terms of this migration of the hollies, it's hard to understand. This is all DNA data, how many million years ago they begin to migrate, which is, I look at those, some make sense, some of those doesn't make too much sense. But anyway, this is data. Even though if you look at those English holly from Europe, this green area is really popular. Now you can say English holly is everywhere. And the people say it's native to America. I said, no, it's not. But it is. We plant so many of them. It's just amazing, amazing. One part I want to recommend it that we use is the Flora of China in English version, which is done by those collaboration between US and they are recorded quite a bit species. It's about 204 species. Remember, they had 149 endemic to China. No other place have it. This is why I want to recommend that you got to use, and when you have a chance, so I always think about you guys should look at the holly in China too. So this is a problem. Why? You know, we talk about a lot of China and the US, especially the tension between two countries, or hopefully it's better. The two presidents met yesterday. So they're very geographic location exactly. The only thing is what? One is east, one is west, right? This is a property. And the very similar, the area is very similar, we bigger, but we have more desert area. But if you look at the topographic map, we are flat. Rocky Mountains, Appalachian, that's it. Very flat in the middle. If you look at the China, it's so complicated. And this is nourish a lot of plants. Holly is one of them. It's a very popular under those stuff. It is amazing. I did go to China to collecting every year until the pandemic. So this is where I began to. I was training as a taxonomist. What I do is I remember I spent 2 or 3 months in the remote area. This is probably you can find me in the lower pictures somewhere. For the one purpose, look for new plants. This is what the taxonomy does. Now it is amazing. When we go to those collections, we begin to have a group target ornamental plants. This is we have people from Canada and Wales, and we in the Vietnam, and take picture of those. It is not easy to be plant hunter because it is have a lot of things. Especially, this is a daily life, right? We are very lucky have people home to do that. And when we was in Vietnam, we have 8 people from us, and then we have 16 people carry stuff for us. So this is very fortunately, they really hope a lot, and we have to stay in the mountain for a week, and nothing there. The only thing is, we don't have shower in the summer. It's bad. This is our banquet. Okay, you guys be prepared. You know, this is it's a really nice luxury meal. Majority of time we just get something, crackers. This is a really luxury. And the good thing is each of us have a tent. So it doesn't matter how you smell, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Yes, as I remember each night I sleep there. Well, we do Chinese clothes with the green stuff. The wind, they have big tree nearby. The wind is blowing so hard. I always think about if one tree, blow down, we will be in trouble. So this is the kind of stuff. Now, here is us, right? And I don't know, some of you probably know the Scott McMahon and then Mark Washington from the DC Ralston. We went there. You know this guy's look? This is the plants, their look. It's a very, this is why we want to be flexible. We went there in May and decided to go this place. Guess what? The day before we arrived, they closed this place. You cannot get in the mountains because they have 2 people getting in, never get out. So they closed it. We don't have anywhere to go. We go to the mountains, which is very good. These mountains have amazing. See, this is how we do the collections. It's crazy because so attractive. This is all hollies. It is amazing. This is in Jiangxi. By the way, Jiangxi is hometown of Yiping, and this place. And this is a plant. I don't know. Some of you may have those. This is how the berry loaded, and definitely burned like it. Ritually like those, right? Some plant we still don't know. We try to figure out which holly is it. This place has so many holly, the mountains, and we collect those in, well, one day is so much rain, like today, probably, we never stop. We just go there and look at this. I looked at those, I said, wow, nice boxes. Why is a lot of boxes, you guys? What is the difference between holly and the boxes? Opposite and alternate. You can look carefully. This is alternate. So it is really beautiful. And if you look at the leaf, can you tell the different boxes on the top, holly on the bottom? No difference. That's why it is really, really a lot of fun. We barely see each other, even close to each other. We take a picture. We collect those. Guess what? This would be great. And this still growing boxes. Try to take this one. This one will be no disease, no blight. No, this holly is amazing. We still work on it. Yes, I checked this plant, and probably box O. Box O it is? I mean, it's like sure, because this one is, but the other day I checked the plants from South America. They also have this species in South America. Really, from Colombia. I don't know if it's true or not, but this is kind of seems really beautiful. This is really berry tell us it is holly. It is holly. It is amazing. And still, if you look at this indent, imaginate leaf, right? Look at this one. This one is, there's so many of those. And very nice. They're good for holiday box substitute. I think it's leaf is small. It's very nice, very nice. So this is what we said for lunch. Well, we don't have lunch. We just get a cracker or something. We say a holly. I said, what is it? Nobody knows. This is really, really. This is the mountains. Guess what? I checked the literature. It is a new species published in 2015, which is about 5 years ago when we was there in the 2000. It is named after these mountains we collected. It is amazing. This is the publications. Exactly. It's called this, it's named after this mountain. This means they have a lot of good plants still there. We just don't dig it out. It is amazing. This is why I really enjoy it. A lot of stuff, right? Like those yellow berry of rotunda. It is good, yes. So Yiping published this one as a new species. I think, Jim, you registered this one or?
Yes. No, not yet.
Not yet. Okay. So it is. There's so many cautions here, and you know, I always think about it. It's like kids in the candy store. You don't know. So this is why I like to tell you guys we need to do something, and fortunately we get those. Even include this is in the wild. I take this picture. I don't know. This is a little bit earlier, October. And this is the Ilex Cluda, and hopefully this yellow berry is still there. I don't know. Now, a lot of part is very fascinating. Yes, you know, I look at this plant. I don't know the plant. I don't know it's an Ilex. It's on the top of limestone mountains. The limestone mountains, if you don't have rain, it's dry like hell. It's just crazy. So What that does is all the leaf rolled like cigarette, like needles. I said, what plant is this? Like needles. When you have water, they extend it. They're very drought tolerant, right? They're very drought tolerant. We have some of those cold hardleys barely in Georgia, not a thing. A lot of plants I really like is the drought tolerant is one, and this one made a baptisia. This one is growing in the river. It is amazing. One of the scenery place, and the people said the forestry on the river. This is what the lime, this is the scenery area. I said, what species are on the water? It is ilex. It's amazing. So ilex growing on the water. It is really, I don't know how this, they probably like the water. They're always on the back of the river, always growing nearby the river. So which is give a lot of us to do is, ilex really high, wide diversity. Tolerate drought, can handle the water. This is amazing. This is a plant in Georgia which look like, so like I can send you some if you want to try it. And it is really nice. It is good things we get to see it. You can have male and female, which is a lot too bad. Then what do we do? I really think about it, we should, because China I went a lot, there's so many, and the EP here, she will be continue to go there. We really went around South and Central America. Anybody have connections there? I want some connections because the reason I bring this up is back to a week ago, I had one visitor professor from Argentina, and he do work on this yerba mate. It's holly too. So this bring us, this is a stuff is holly is really, I think Yiping's work on this, the United Nations. This is her photos, and it's amazing. It's the United Nations of holly. Every country has some hollies which we can work on. Yes. It is really amazing. And also, we are ornamental plant, but holly also have tea. Not just one tea, we have Yupan tea, right? Yerba mate, they really drink every day, like we drink coffee. It's low enough. It's all from those hollies. And this is a Chinese species. And I tried those. It's so better. One little leaf, one cup is makes so better. You cannot drink it. So you need a half leaf. But it's very good for your health and still very popular. Those one is, I'm very, very happy is one of the professor, which is, he's a big guy, is do the genetic. He's trying to figure out the genetic diversity of those ilex from Toria, the Yupan holly. He collected about 300 different locations, clones, and really make this ornamental is even beautiful, the Yupan holly. It is. I'm so glad he's doing those, and hopefully we can continue this kind of business. Hopefully something we have tea from Holly Society of America would be great, right? I really think about holly is more flexible than any other plant because the nature hybrid of this Ilex Xing and Ilex opaca really produce so many commercial plants, right? The berry is amazing. So this is a east the county farm in Georgia campus. We have so many. This savanna, which is very, very pretty. And then this is a EP work on and about this fosters, right? Sunny fosters, nature mutations. So it is a gorgeous plant, and definitely it is. And did you grow some sunny foster at all? Or
No.
why that? Because it's not going well, or?
Well, no one's asked for it, so you end up growing things that
I
people
grow
ask
it.
for.
Oh, you grow it?
We grow it.
Okay. So it is really, they have a lot of things. I pick up this Yiping's wonder, and Yiping is PhD student, work on all this how does color change, what is the genetic, physiological, morphological, and all change. Hopefully, she can get her degree and continue work on those. I will leave those someday soon, get her, talk about her work. So I will leave there, it is really important. Doing a new plant, this is my job. I'm breeder in Georgia. So we release a lot of plants, and which is good or bad. Sometimes I like potted plants, sometimes it's kind of a stuff you share the stuff, right? So this is the kind of, Magland is a good example. And relatively, the history of those, I checked a little bit. This is a Coluda was collected in 1846, introduced to the West country, to United States. Then 1900, we found one mutation from the cemetery of Atlanta and get those Coluda and Burford, right? The Burford then have this, a lot of ones, the peony eye, I saw the plants yesterday, and they have red delight. And even here, this plant, I cannot find any except just print, and never have anything. Then when they have those two plants, Burford and the red delight hybrid, we get what? We get little bit serration. It is really different, little bit serration in 1962. Then from this seedlings, the hybrid was latifolia, which is a big leaf, and then what do you get? From the seedlings, you get those mutation in 1995. So it is hardly take a long time to get the new plants, but it's worth it because they always change all the stuff. It make a lot of sense for us to check around. Then to have a branch mutation later become what? Really nice. So this is the one and really beautiful, where the golden Oakland stuff, and it is, I don't know, we have any of those. This is a more patented plant.
Yes, they are patented, so they,
This kind of stuff
so we can't propagate them.
well, it's, you say as long as you don't sell for profit, it's okay. So I always think about that. You can, that's why we did some cuttings. It's not really too big. Sometimes when we have a chance to find a new plant, sometimes demand of those, like a sky pencil, right? Sky pencil, when you're growing them tall, and I still have a bunch of them. You still have sky pencil, right? And in your nursery, and they begin to floppy. Then we found, what I did is, we have better conditions. We take a bunch of the seed. What we did is, we take the immature embryo. It's not mature yet. So before the mature, and probably in the September, October, and we take the seed. This is one of the Ph.D. students. She is now a professor, and he did all this pickup. So immature embryo can germinate it right away. So they don't go to dormancy. So we germinate it and get a bunch of seedlings. Then we grow in those. Well, this is a procedure you don't want to know. You don't want to do this, all this chemical stuff and the tissue culture. So what we do, we publish all these procedures and get those data and recommend to the people and relatively give some suggestions what you should do when you do that. Then we have rows of variation. If you look at those variations, the first one is the one it's very nice. So this is what happened is you have a hobby. Did you have this class? This is from babies. This is from babies. Did you have this class? I'm not part of this class, Dr. Dirk part. And Dr. is still very active, and I'm only inside of the UGA because he don't come to the UGA. He works all outside. He's very active. This is he patented and get a baby. A baby is marketed. Right? It's better rounded and more compact, and don't have flop of the leaf, but still it's a lot of things. So I give a lot of ideas, a lot of stuff to you guys. Yeah, I don't know yet. The one part I really want to talk to those is, this is Ilex rotunda. A lot of you know this plant. It's beautiful. It's more than 100 years old. And in Savannah, Georgia, and in the coast of Georgia Botanic Garden, usually called a USDA bamboo farm. And this is a place, this is a plant, this is where they distribute it in China, and very, you know who get this plant to this country? Anyone know this guy? Frank Myers Lemon?
Yep.
This is a person. And he works it. And unfortunately, I wish the curator is here from National Park. We cannot find any information. He works there for 2 years in the farm. And he brings this plant. Look at this plant. It's gorgeous. It's just beautiful. It's a beautiful. So far, nobody has the plant except Sue have a few plants. And we just shared. And they have 5 individual plants. Okay, 1 male, 4 female. 4 female, I think one of the female is a sprout from another one. So we had 4, the 3 female plants. Did you say how much difference? This leaf almost twice as big in the middle one. I don't know. The guy told me, he said, maybe it's tetraploid. I don't know. I said, this is easy. I have a machine, can check out whether it's diploid or tetraploid. So this is the kind of stuff we really want to work on it. And I know, and it's a lot easy because from older tree, it's harder to germinate, to root it. But hopefully with the soil scope and we work together, we can make this happen, right? This one is a lot of partner. We can get it more on it. So you did. But the one part is, I want to say is, 1 year I was in Korea, in Jeju Island. I started this bridge and looked down there. I said, what kind of honey is this? Deciduous, loaded with fruit. So I talked with the guy. I found this is the botanic garden. And you know what they told me? It's Ilex rotunda. The defoliating. They apply defoliation and drop all the leaves. Make this happen. Guess what? Number 2, by Yiping's definition, the 4 female plants, number 2 is deciduous. It is rotunda. It's deciduous. And then we don't get too much cuttings because it's too tall. We will do that. If this is true, I will go back and check it out. If this is true, this will be good, right? You just have berry, don't have those. This is what I say. It is gorgeous. This is how I look at it. The defoliate this rotunda and make those stuff. It is. Oh my goodness. Well, the defoliate, they put a chemical on it. It's artificially defoliate. It's not just. So I was thinking if we can get deciduous rotunda, would be great. So this is what I think is still have a lot of things. EP is dedicated work on it and share with it. We share some plant with Sue and hopefully, we only wrote a couple and so far we will continue. It is gorgeous plant. This time of year, they say it is a signature plant. Look how much fruit on this berry. It is amazing. This is a picture taken last Sunday, the day before we come here. Because I want to get some fresh branch for Sue, so that way we drive 4 hours there and come back. Next day we come here. So this is EPA is working on it, and hopefully good luck, EPA. And this is what I think is. It is really, this is defoliate. This is another yellow one. We still work on it. I don't know. The berries, gorgeous. Even though you use for the cutting branches, it is not too much thorn. Very soft. The leaf is very good. So this is probably, and the last part I want to share with you is my witness about Ilex verticillata. We growing a lot. But I cannot believe in China to create thousands acres. So I want to share it. This is Native American plants, and this plant was introduced to China in 2000. The reason is the guy come to my place and then he said, this plant is beautiful. I want to bring it to China. I said, sure. It's a lot of cotton. You just bought some. We bought one flower plant and then go to China. Suddenly, this one is so popular. It is amazing. The reason for those is EP's master thesis is just work on the rooting of this plant, right? This is back more than 10 years ago. It is amazing. In the beginning, they don't know how to root this plant, and it's very hard for them. Those are the people who work on it. Now, they can root it, one note, anytime. So, did you say how much the production? It is really big. They can sell a lot of seedlings to those, and then they plant like those. Thousands of acres. It's just amazing. I look at those, I said, this is insane. Why? They produce for cut, for fruit. So it's a lot of regular ornamentals. This is how to sell it. Nowadays, the guy is so smart. Everything he uses drone. Like the little guy we saw yesterday. This one, they almost carry about 50 pounds of chemicals. Can spray evenly, and you program it, they don't miss any part. So they can. This is a big, heavy. I don't think we can fly. Anything more than 250 grams of drone, we cannot fly. Because the government said if it's more than 250 grams, this will be regulated like a regular flight. So it is really different. That's why I asked you if you did it, but it's good to contact people do that. I don't know you want to go to this. It is. They are beginning to growing a lot. This is a plant. Don't think about this little plant. They grow in the field for 3 years and they get a lot of berry. They sell a lot. And the price, I calculate the price. Now the price dropped because so many. And this is how much they sell on the market. $415 retail. This is how they do it. And they make the definitely fake little bed with a wire. Yeah, the fake little bed. It is really something. Look at this. This is how they grow. Because two parts. One is culture. This is right in the Chinese New Year. Chinese people like two colors. Gold and yellow, which is a royal, nobody can reach it. Red color is everybody's color. So in Chinese New Year, they buy this in the house, and the market is so successful, and that's why they can produce. And at the beginning, each branches, you know how much? $700 for one branch. I said, this is insane. But anyways, this is kind of story. I want to share with you, our plant, holly, is really doing well in China. And then the next one will be American alpaca, where they begin to introduce. This one, there's a lot, there's so many of them. And nowadays, they are just produce so many. This is more art instead of plants. This is why the price is so high, and they can do it. And especially, they put this as holiday plants, like we do the poinsettias. It is really, yeah, it's really in the holiday. So this successful is a good example, and I really think all of you guys continue. The bird like it, right? I like tasting, the delicious, and we all appreciate. With those too, I don't know, I deliver a lot of message, and hopefully you enjoy it. And thank you so much for the opportunity. When you get to Georgia, don't stop by, and I will be going around. Okay. So.
Thank you.
If anybody wants to talk, you feel free to share with. I always share my thoughts, whatever people like. Yeah.
So are there questions? I do have one question. How long is the burying period for winter berry in the slides that you showed?
About 4 months.
4 months, okay.
Yeah, about 4 months. This is regular.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy showed me when I was there in July, last July. They said the berry is from last year. So this is more than 4 months.
Okay.
Regularly 4 months.
That's
This is
a
what
long
they do.
time.
It's a long time, and also the color is not feed.
Vibrant.
Yeah, vibrant
Yeah.
color, which is everybody likes it. This is make huge difference, and it's really nice.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Beautiful slide.
Yes,
The rotunda.